Welcome back, friends, to Fantasy Pros MLB. I'm Chris Welsh, and we are back to talk about some trades. Overreaction season in full swing. See if we can take advantage of it. Today, actually, we're going to be talking about 5 players to buy. We ain't selling anybody. We are looking and targeting some players that are underperforming to start the year, and let's see if we can get some discounts. What type of discounts? I have no idea. That's going to be for you to do. I'm just going to give you the names. But before we get into the list, we want to give you the chance to elevate your victory to legendary status with the Trophy Smack 36-inch Fantasy Baseball Championship Trophy. This isn't just any trophy, it's a towering symbol of your fantasy baseball dominance. To enter for a chance to win, simply subscribe to the Fantasy Pros MLB YouTube channel and leave a comment on any video. That's your ticket to possibly claiming this extraordinary symbol of fantasy baseball supremacy. Stay in the loop and turn on notifications for our latest updates, and don't miss out on this exclusive chance to elevate your victory. All right, let's get to it. 5 names that I'm poking around at owners to try to see if I can get some discounts. Starting with number 1, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Now, Vlad was the projections' darling coming into this year. A decent season last year with underlying metrics that told a different story, and projections that popped. Well, we're kind of back at square one with an underperforming year, and like it or not, some underlying stats that tell a positive story again. His 60% hard hit rate is currently 14th in baseball as of recording this. His average exit velocity is over 95 miles per hour, which is great. That's top 25 in baseball. He's got a great 13% barrel percentage, one of the highest of his career, and an expected batting average about 60 points higher than his current average. Now he's striking out a little bit more, and it's similar to last year where he struggled with breaking pitches early on, but he found it last year. Now, will Vlad live up to projections? I don't know, maybe not. Will he always be someone who, quote, looks to perform better, but never does? Possibly. But he's hitting under 200, and the frustration level with owners might be high. You might be able to slip 2 for 1 of lesser depth to maybe like an annoyed owner. And I think long term, whether he lives up to the high expectations or not, the move is to go make a buy on Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Number 2, Mariners starting pitcher George Kirby. Now, I'm very careful suggesting even buying any pitcher at this point. With pitchers dropping like flies, it can create 2 things. People terrified to move any starting pitcher and the cost never dropping, or people panicking to move off of starting pitchers because they're fearful they're all getting hurt. Now, Kirby might be someone that owners are scared of in general, though. His last start, he was lit up for 8 runs. His velo, it also dipped a little bit in the start. So why are we buying? Number 1, Kirby is built off of command, not overpowering hitters. Going into his second start, he had walked 2 in the first, so he wanted to avoid walks. He hates walking batters. He's neurotic about it. So he stayed in the zone too much in this second start. His fastball, in fact, was in the zone 10% more than usual. Now, the Guardians are a good contact team. They were able to get to him, but a lot of it was weak contact, bad luck contact that played in. Top that off with bigger innings, and then you also had Kirby's velo drop a little bit. So I'm building all of this to say that I think he is going to bounce back. He's still only walking 4% of batters. He currently has a career low exit velocity against, as well. Batting average against is just over 200, and though his ERA is in the 5s, he has an expected ERA that is under 3. I'm hoping I've got owners that want off of pitchers, and I would be jumping at buying George Kirby at any discount. Number 3, Detroit Tigers outfielder Riley Green. Riley Green started out slow last year as well as this year, hitting just .231 last year with the most strikeouts he had in a single month. Now, as of recording this, he's hitting under 150 to start out 2024, but he does have 2 home runs to go with some of that bad batting average. Now, here's the good news. Things are going to turn around, but frustrated owners might not want to wait. Riley has almost doubled his walk percentage year over year, as well as cut his strikeout percentage, which was his biggest issue last year. Right now, it's around 20%. Now, though he's down a bit on his usual big hard hit numbers, he has almost 100 points higher expected batting average, a launch angle that's currently double what it was last year, and he's currently sporting a career high barrel percentage. Soon enough, those barrels, they're going to turn into big hard hits. Now, because Green was drafted most likely in the outfielder 3-ish range, you might have owners willing to move off for pennies on the dollar. Number 4, Dodgers starting pitcher Bobby Miller. Now this one's pretty straightforward. Give me the worried owner after his last start. Miller was fantastic in his first start. Struck out 11 in 6 innings against the Cardinals. His next start, he struck out the side in the first inning against the Cubs and looked like he was on his way to another double-digit strikeout day. Then the second inning happened, where he walked 2 and gave up 5 earned runs. Now, like top-end pitchers not getting to the second, that's like the bat signal for trade targets for me. The Cubs, they're a tough out. He got too cute trying to paint corners to not give up any contact. Once he left his stuff in the zone, the Cubs started batting him around. Now, I don't foresee many more starts where Bobby Miller doesn't make it to the third inning. His strikeout stuff looks elite this year, and this is just about picking on the one start for a discount. But I would reiterate, don't be surprised if owners start clutching to their starting pitchers even more and pitchers become tougher to trade for in your league due to these injuries. But that's why it becomes even more important to take your chances on buying bad small sample sizes, and Bobby Miller is one I'm targeting. And finally, we're going with Giants outfielder Jung Ho Lee. The Giants leadoff hitter has been kind of meh to start the year. He's only hitting 200, but he does have a homer. But Lee is showing signs of a player that I think could put up bigger counting stats than I had anticipated in the draft season. Going into Sunday, Lee is tied for the 3rd most hard hit balls in baseball. He's tied with Ketel Marte. He's got a 54% hard hit rate and an expected batting average of 289. He's showing off what could be 20 home run potential. He pairs this with a sub 10% strikeout rate and also around a 10% walk rate. Once he gets going, he might go from what I thought was like a 1-ish category player to potentially a 3+ category player for runs, batting average, and as I mentioned, maybe in the 20 home run range. Lee isn't on a bunch of radars, so I'd go get him cheap right now. And there you go, friends. Those are my 5 trade targets. Now, if you had to pick one from this list, who would you pick? Put it in the comments below. And maybe you've got your own trade suggestions. Put those in the comments below. We love hearing from you, and it's also helping people out. And don't forget, we want to give you a chance to elevate your victory to legendary status with the Trophy Smack 36-inch fantasy baseball trophy. It's not just any trophy. It is the towering symbol of fantasy baseball dominance. Want your chance to win? All you got to do is subscribe to the FantasyPros MLB YouTube channel and leave a comment on any video, like this video, and you're entered in to win. Stay in the loop and turn on notifications so you don't miss anything we've got going on here at FantasyPros. Plus, I would remind you guys, go and check out My Playbook. Download the app today or go to fantasypros.com/MLBMyPlaybook. Get your trade assistant. We talked about trades in this episode. Well, you can get all the math and all the robots and all of the power of Fantasy Pros behind you, helping you out with the trade assistant, the waiver assistant, the lineup assistant, and tons more. Go and check it out today. It's My Playbook. Download the app or go to fantasypros.com/MLBMyPlaybook. You can find me on Twitter at @IsItTheWelsh. Plus, you can also find me right here on this channel Monday through Friday, 12:30 p.m. Eastern, with Joe Pisapia for leading off. You guys want to come and hang out with us? We'd love to have you. We're talking about all the latest in fantasy, bets, and with you. So come and check us out. When you're subscribed to the channel, you get notified. So make sure you do that. YouTube.com/FantasyPros MLB, where you're watching the video. Subscribe, get notified, and we will be hanging out. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you found this video helpful, and we'll talk to you next time right here on Fantasy Pros MLB.